Hello and welcome to Finextra. I'm Emily Haller and I'm here with Christina Friberg of Nordea, and we're talking about instant payments. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me.
What are the key drivers of real-time payments in the Nordics?
In the Nordics, it has actually been very commercial drivers in real-time payments. And that is compared, for instance, towards UK, where they had a legislation that they were forced to introduce real-time payments since they only had a 3-day service. And why it was commercial in the Nordics is more likely to be because we are very much into electronic payments since very long, and also has come very long before other countries in the world when it comes to this with internet usage and internet banks, etc. So we had a commercial pressure more in the Nordics, and we had also already a 1-day service, which actually meant that it wasn't as big difference in the Nordics as for the UK. But also we had a competition in the Nordics where, for instance, the telecom companies in Sweden, they formed a company where they introduced a wallet solution for real-time payments. So the banks, they felt competition and they took it on, and then they introduced real-time payments in Sweden.
What have the main success factors been for immediate payments in the Nordics?
The real success factors, I think, is that the banks joined forces, so they did it together and they introduced a real-time platform, as we are saying here in Sweden at least, because we have introduced real-time all through to the central bank money. So also clearing and settlement is done in real time, and that is actually minimizing the risk, of course, within real-time payments. And also what was a real success factor and has been in Sweden, and I know that it goes the same for Denmark and also Norway, is that we had a common brand for the real-time solution instead of having a brand for each bank. So we got actually uptake that was much more quicker than it usually should have been, I guess at least, if we had one brand for each bank. So we have used a sort of non-competitive area to introduce something that can be competition for the banks in the end. So I think that is a success factor.
And do you see a business case for real-time?
Yes, I certainly do. Everybody is asking for the business case, and it's very hard to show it in the beginning, but that goes for everything that is for infrastructural investments, because it's such a long-term business case, and it also needs to be evolved over time. So my actually suggestion is that start doing real-time payments, and then as long as or when you go along, you will find the business cases bringing on board on this platform that you are actually developing. And that is what we have been doing in the Nordics. We started with a peer-to-peer solution, and then we added a C2B solution, and now also both in Denmark and in Sweden we have also introduced an e-commerce solution. And that are the ones that you can really charge for, because peer-to-peer solutions, at least in the Nordics, you can never charge for, so there is no business case in that. But then when you have the uptake and the brand is known, then you can add services on top of this platform. And therefore it's also very important to think that the platform should be generic and it should be able to be developed on. So the business case is there, but it will come over time.
And what would you say are the associated risks?
The risks, as I can see it, is of course this with fraud and AML sanctions, etc. That is hard to grasp in the solutions that we have today. But all countries are working with introducing 24/7, and we will need to also step up when it comes to these screenings and AML screening and sanction screening, etc. So we will be able to catch the fraud as well. That is one risk. But another risk I can see is also that you are not introducing a solution that is really 24/7. And that is not only in regards to the platform, but also you have to change the processes and the ways of working, and also the people working in each bank, because you are going from something that is really 9 to 5 and now it's 24/7. So that is a big risk, that you don't take the whole thing on board at the same time. I can see those as the biggest risks. But also to get a fragmented solution, as I said, that the success factors were in Sweden, for instance, that we had a common brand. If you fragment it too much, I think the risk is that you will not take the uptake as you would like to have it or would wish for.
Christina, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Emily, for having me.
And thank you for watching.